If you've seen my Instagram story, you know we're all already in a grub coma. We only do it once a year. We run the spread out there once a year. Check out my Instagram feed. Go to my story. You will see the kind of fuel that we're running on right now. Yeah, I sound great now. Give me an hour. Wait until we all hit the wall in an hour, except for Alvy. Alvy has a strategy when it comes to the spread. You got to have a plan coming in. You have to. I didn't. My plan was see grub, eat grub. See sugar, eat sugar. Alvy paces himself. He's tactical. All right, what's going on? Here's what I want to do. I've got the year in review, and it's going to be great. We had an amazing year. It's always one of the most important shows and one of the most entertaining shows we do. However, I would encourage you to still try and call 1-800-636-8686. I'm not going to get you right up, but if you can make it better, we can spot you. If you don't want to do that and you want to participate and just hit me on Twitter, I would definitely encourage that. I can read some tweets at Jim Rome. If you want to email me, Rome, R-O-M-E, at haveatake.com. So, no interviews, and this is my last official day of 2022 in the jungle. So if there's anything you want to share, you want to do so, just like that. Hit me on Twitter, lob us a telephone call. Let's make this interactive. It's our last day of the year together. All right, the year in review. Are you ready? Alvy, can I get a deck of yeah for that year in review? Yeah. I love this show so much. It is a blast. All right. And you'll hear so many things you forgot about that you didn't even know happened this year. It's like this every single year. So let's get it going. The year in review. It comes on the last day of the jungle calendar. It is the YIR, a.k.a. the year that was. And as always, Alvy has dug deep. He has found an amazing selection of the best audio and show moments from the past year, and we have it all locked and loaded and ready to roll, and I think we're going to get it all in. We tightened it up this year. Too many years, we run out of time right around August. So we made some tough choices, and I think we're going to get it all in. Once again, you can participate. Hit me on Twitter at Jim Rome. Email me at rome@haveatake.com, and if you want, go ahead and give us a call. Because after all, what is this about? You clones are what this program is all about. And to everybody listening right now, thank you for another amazing year in the jungle. Whether you're a daily listener via your local affiliate, or maybe you listen on SiriusXM 158, or you watch on CBS Sports Network, or you stream it on the Odyssey app, or JimRome.com. However you consume this content and find this show, thank you very much. I love you for it, and I appreciate it. With all of that said, kind of reminds me of Mike in Jacksonville. Man, I don't care about all that podcast stuff. Just give me the damn picks. I don't care about all that thank you stuff. Just give me the damn year in review. You got it. Let's do it. January. Thing is, after every holiday break, people somehow forget the rules around here. And there aren't that many rules around here. You don't self-gloss, you do not correct the host, and you do not reintroduce yourself. And Alvin will enforce those few rules with an iron fist, as you will hear over and over again in the next 3 hours. But Cliff in Wisco was the first one this year to find out and experience the wrath of Alvy. Cliff in Wisco, first call of the day. What's going on, Cliff? How are you?
I'm doing well, Jim. Cliff from Wisconsin, Raider fan for nearly 50 years.
Cliff.
I don't like that call. Not a very good call.
See, the thing is, Cliff, I'm still sorry about that, but Alvy is still ruthless, and that's the way it is, and I know he's not sorry. I don't even have a run button back here. Alvy has the hammer in his hands, and he's not afraid to use it. Just know, sometimes he will catch a stray, like this shot at the end of a Dom in Erie beef. Dom in Erie.
Hey, Jim. My beef is with my bitch-ass brother and his controlling girlfriend watching Netflix with the volume at 100 while using subtitles. Please turn the volume down. And Alvy, thanks for not screwing up my name this time. You bitch.
No. You don't like that call. I don't like that call.
Hey, listen, I'm not going to allow you to just come up in here and start swinging on Alvin and giving him the hands. He's got his few rules, and that's my only rule. Now, one dude who needs no reorientation is one of my favorite dudes in the jungle. He knows all the rules. He doesn't always follow all the rules, but Rick in Buffalo knows the rules.
And did little Josh McDaniels really call for a fake spike down 27 at the end of the first half, other than changing Mac Jones' diaper at halftime, then breastfeeding him after the game? McDaniels has rendered himself pretty much useless.
Hey, Rick, my man, did Matt the Ticonderoga Patricia assume the breastfeeding duties with his man boobs after Josh bounced? I mean, I know that he assumed the play calling duties, and I will never understand that either, but I need to know, did he also get the breastfeeding duties? Is that also part of the job? I need an update on that. Now, one great thing about 2022 was that it marked the return of in-studio guests, and somebody had to be first, and of course that somebody was Dana White. Dana White joins me in studio.
Vince McMahon couldn't write a better script than this.
Dana, why are you so fired up, man? How many cups of coffee did you have this morning?
None, actually.
None.
Yeah.
What are you running
I had
on?
a Randy's donut. I'm on Randy's donuts right now.
I love that. I got to get me one. Dana was shot out of a cannon. Guys, we should have Randy's donuts delivered the morning. Well, instead of the breakfast that we just smashed, we should have donuts instead. In fact, we should do it every single morning.
Donuts.
I haven't seen that kind of energy in a long, long time. And if we did do that, Alvy, if you could hit Randy's on the way in, we would be running on the same premium rocket fuel that Dana was that day. Another notable January moment was that Tom Brady retired. Well, not really, but kind of. He retired without using the word retire. And then he unretired. He didn't get that bacon face until way later. But the non-retirement retirement, which also magically coincided with the actual retirement of Bruce Arians, that was one big cluster bleep, one giant offseason distraction. And it took us away from things that were way more important, frankly. I had to keep going over that, but there were other things that I needed to talk about, that I wanted to talk about, like the steak brawl at Golden Corral.
Friday night out turned into a melee in Bensalem at a Golden Corral restaurant. Now police are trying to figure out how it all started.
That fight broke out after the buffet here ran out of steak. Video shared with Eyewitness News shows punches being thrown and high chairs flying as a fight breaks out inside the Golden Corral in Bensalem Friday evening.
From what I heard, it was over steak. Apparently somebody cut in line.
His friend heard the same details.
There was a shortage of steak.
Bottom line, two of our most universal reasons to go. You cut the line, someone's getting the hands. You run out of steak, somebody's getting the hands. Two universal reasons to go. Cutting the line, running out of steak. I also got a sweet invite back from Stucknut Steve. Now, if you don't know Stucknut, or Steve, same guy, he's the only person who knows more about this show than I do. He knows more about this show than the host of the show because he's inside and out. He's everywhere. He's been chronicling this program since the very beginning, virtually. Check out stucknut.com if you haven't done so already. So when he throws me an invite, when you consider what this guy has done for this show, what he's given to this show, when this guy throws me an invite, I have to at least hear the man out. Steve-O, H-Town, my man Nut.
Man, I got a quick ATP. What time are you going to be at Kit's place tonight in Huntington Beach? Because me and Bulldog are going to be there.
Wow, dude. Well, what time are you going to be there?
I'll be there, I don't know, because I'm all thrown off with the hour change, but I think 7 o'clock.
Until what time?
We'll be there all night. You know how we do it.
Yeah, I know how you do it. All right, Nut. I didn't know that you were in Cali. You got to give me a little heads up now. So what time am I going to be there? Let's see. Never o'clock. I think that he was going for an outside sales technique, but he botched it badly. Kind of like, hey, Rome, I'm in Cali. We're at this bar. Would you like to see me at 7 or at 9? But the close didn't work. He botched it. I never showed up. Now, I didn't even make it out for Robert Plant, Nut. So that was never going to happen. Sorry, Steve, but why don't you put that in your take box? but appreciate the 25 years of free advertising. Thank you very much, dude. So it's been an extremely exciting 2022 for Detroit Lions fan. Great to know that they have recovered fully, well, from years of futility, but also from that incredible toilet smack that Darius Butler hit them with on this very program.
And Matt Stafford, stepping up, finding them in that critical situation. Like he's done really all career, even when he was in, the hoop hole Detroit that was holding them back. But it was good for Stafford. It was great for Kupp. And it's good to see Stafford kind of rewriting his narrative.
Wow. I nearly ran a guest right there. And not just any guest, but a guy that I think extremely highly of. I love Darius Butler. However, I also love the D. And that was some serious D slander. Like if you think Joe Noah's factory smack on Cleveland was harsh, that was nothing compared to the, quote, poop hole Detroit that Darius went with.
The poop hole Detroit.
That poop hole Detroit. DB's words, not mine. Detroit, we're cool. We're better than cool. Totally cool. It's DB and Gino that hate you. Those are the guys you have to look out for. Now, every day around here, I give out a phone number, and I challenge you to make the show better. Most days, it does not happen. It won't keep me from doing it. I'll keep trying, but if we're being real about it, most days it does not happen. However, on some rare days, it does. And this is why I keep trying, because you never know when it's going to happen, but it will. Rarely, but it does. Of course, that was not the case the day that Greg in Houston blew right in here. Let's go to Greg in Houston. What's going on, Greg? How are you?
I'm doing great, Jim. How are you?
Good, dude. Good. Go ahead.
I really wish you would just play some JD and Nashville takes every now and then just to make me feel better during this pandemic.
You know what would make me feel better? If I were to get rid of you right now. During this pandemic. Why don't you just go to the back row and switch seats with Rit? Or walk out of the studio altogether? How about I don't do that, Greg? If I always did exactly what you all wanted me to do, I would not be sitting in this chair. I would be sitting with the rest of you, probably the JTP, firing off obnoxious tweets to whoever they did put in this chair. That's why I don't do everything you want me to do. It's pretty simple. Have a take, don't suck. Have a take, don't suck. Have a take, don't suck. I simplified that on purpose. I made that as simple as I possibly could 30 years ago. Have a take, don't suck. All right, so that's January. What I want to do is take a break right now and keep it clean so when we come back, we can talk about the row. Row. In the meantime, hit me up. Reaction. We've set it up so we might have some time for it. 1-800-636-8686 or follow me on Twitter at I always say it, and it will never not be true. My favorite Friday bump. Van Halen. Alvin will mix that in once a quarter. Always sounds incredible. All right, really quickly, the year in review continues. Some reaction. Haunted 00 horse. Jim. Work called due to ice. So I'm at home listening to the year in review. I hope I hear a lot of James in Portland. Come on. Oh, you will, dude. You know you will. Also, if you're dealing with these absurd Arctic conditions and traveling through these absurd Arctic conditions, stay safe. Be careful. Definitely thinking about you. Daniel in the 316 writes, moment of the year was the vampire, Count Chocula, joining the XR4 Ti. Yeah, except that was last year, not this year. Steven writes, that pic with you and the XR4 Ti looks like an album cover for your new band. Merry Christmas to you, the XR4 Ti and the fam. Wore me and my old man smashing some whiskey on Christmas Eve. I like it. And finally, one more. I've been listening to the Jungle Year in Review for more than 2 decades strong now. I remember when the Year in Review used to be a 2-day event. Heck, I think one year it was a 3-day Year in Review. My man, that is a deep pull. He's right. We actually used to do it over a 3-day period and then a 2-day period. And here the bleep we are. Let's get into February. So February is always big because Radio Row. And that kicked off with an experience of not only being on the row, but being on the row here in Los Angeles, meaning Radio Row was right up the road. And we had an amazing week of star-studded guests and some of the biggest names in sports, because if you do a Radio Row in LA, you know the stars are going to come out. Like the biggest star of all. I've always said it. Winning in this town is not enough. You have to win a certain way. It is a town of stars. Hollywood, LA, a town of stars, and they all came out. But the biggest star of all was the one sitting right across the glass from me this second, Alvin DeLauro. Now, all these years, you have never been to Radio Row. How did you end up here? I said, don't be a punk, man. Get your ass up here.
Yeah, you called me out. You said, fine, just stay over there. I was originally just going to stay in my little spot there, which was very comfortable. I had all my things set up. Feels uncomfortable, but it's...
Oh, I'd never know it, dude.
You have to... What do you always say? You have to be comfortable being uncomfortable.
There you go.
Ding. I dominate so much in the home studio that it almost detracts from the show if I'm not at the home studio. You know my morning routine, right?
No.
I haven't had
come in last.
I haven't had one cup of coffee.
It's not hard to find coffee here. They do have coffee at Radio Row, Alvin.
I don't need it. Like, I'm so jacked up. There's just so much stuff going on. Like, I constantly am looking around. There's so much stuff.
Truth is, dude, there's nothing going on. I don't even know what you're talking about. What's been the highlight of the row so far for you, other than this amazing performance you're putting forth?
That's easy. It's Sharon right there. That's our. Dude, I don't even know what director.
New York legend. New York legend.
Superstar.
The guy who keeps us on the air.
Sharon Watson. Love the guy to death. There he is.
All right.
Man, my voice is whacked.
Yeah, dude.
When I hear my voice, it kind of annoys me. This is very therapeutic. Can I just go 1 minute on this?
Take as much time as you need.
Like,
your world.
I'm listening to my voice. I'm listening to my voice right now, and it's like, man, if I had the buzzer, I would run me so fast.
The guy who runs other people for not getting to their point is up here just talking out his ass.
That is the perfect
That's really
irony.
ironic.
Yes. Could you imagine if I played the Fat Alarm like with somebody in person? Like,
be good, right?
Yeah, no. I get my teeth kicked in.
Congratulations on getting comfortable being uncomfortable.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, the great Alvin DeLauro. Time now for a sports update. Here is the very latest.
Rich Ackerman.
Here is Rich Ackerman. A mesmerizing exchange. Alvin, there were literally fewer people there that day than in my studio right now. It was empty. Who were you referring to? Which is why you were, in fact, the biggest star there. But that's not really true, because we heard from plenty of other big names and my longtime Radio Row staples, including my main dude, Romo. It's not officially Radio Row until Romo gets here.
Alls I thought about, okay, I'm going on Rome, and I know he's going to ask me if I worked out. So I went down and got a great workout in this morning, and I'm ready to go.
Dude, we're so funny because all I could think about all day and all week was I'm going to see Romo, and I don't want to show up as one of those guys drinking Cokes and eating donuts and being soft.
Well, I did take a look at what's in the green room over there, and I'm like, wait a minute. Is he getting soft on me now?
Look me up and you tell me, man. Romo. I'll tell you who else stopped by. Troy Aikman. Not only did he stop by and dropped some love to our favorite town, Santa Barbara. Troy Aikman is my guest.
Put me up at the Four Seasons in Montecito.
The Biltmore.
The Biltmore. And I got out of
Best
the car.
property ever, by the way, dude.
The sun was setting.
Yes.
I'd never been to Santa Barbara, and I said, this is Santa Barbara, and I've been hooked ever since.
There you go. Also, great to hang out with Josh Allen. However, a little heartbreaking to find out that he has terrible taste in Orange County Mexican restaurants. You live there now.
Laguna Niguel, yeah.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
I'm in Irvine.
Okay, yeah. Right,
so why
right
don't you so we got to go to Javier's.
Okay, yeah. Love Javier's.
Have you been to Javier's?
Oh, yeah. I've been
a few
times,
All right,
yeah.
so really quickly, so they know, because all I do is talk about Javier. My guy Javier, does this live up to the hype? Is that not the best place?
I don't know about the best place, but it's up there.
Uh-huh.
Have you tried south of Nick's?
I have not.
Okay, there's one in Laguna and then there's one in San Clemente.
Oh, yeah, no, okay, yes. Okay. Yes, I have. In Laguna, I have.
I love Javier's, but I think I might take South of Nick's over it. I might be crazy, though.
Respectfully, dude, you'd be wrong, but there's some things I'm going to go to battle for. Javier is it, but I appreciate it.
I'll let you win this one.
That's very big of you, Josh. I was going to win it no matter what. You know what's funny? When he asked me about that restaurant, I had not been to that restaurant. But I've since been to the restaurant and forgot that he and I talked about that restaurant. The restaurant he's talking about is awesome. It's a good spot with an amazing bar. I have been now. Still not better than Javier's. Nothing is. So the big takeaway from that is nobody is perfect, not even Josh Allen. And I can say the same thing about Micah Parsons. I love Micah. Big Micah house. However, I can't stand the garbage, spicy pizza that he had me eat on live TV.
So I have a spicy challenge of my own.
Talk to me.
So we take the pizza, we add extra flakes, all of that stuff. And if you complete the spicy challenge, I basically owe you a gift card.
Really?
Yeah.
Bring it.
Bring the pizza.
Is there a gift card before I put that thing in my mouth?
There is a gift card.
I need to see the gift card before I eat the slice.
Can we get a gift card on the table?
I need to see the money on the table.
Yo, can we just eat the pizza?
This is for you, bro.
You dropped the whole pepper. This is the spicy challenge, not the sissy challenge.
Micah, slow down, bro.
You're starting to sweat a little bit.
I am sweating a little bit.
You're starting to sweat a little bit.
Dude, you dumped a half a bottle of red hot peppers. Of course I'm starting to sweat a little bit.
Can we get my man a napkin, please?
Just goes to show, man, I got heart.
That's heart. You overcame early adversity.
I got your respect, though, dude, right?
110%.
Can I hear it? Can I hear it?
I got your... He has my respect.
My man, why don't you get your ass out of that chair and stand up and give me some love and respect? That's what I'm saying.
Give it up for him.
Micah Parsons.
The sissy challenge? Of course I could not let that slide because what grown-ass man is not extremely motivated by being called a sissy? And then, of course, there was the king of Radio Row guests. The king himself, King Henry.
Derrick Henry. How demoralizing is it? I mean, it'll happen, right? Like, everything's on film. Everybody looks bad sometimes. But how demoralizing is it to the opposition?
I just feel bad because...
Do you?
When they play highlights, it's constantly
Do you
on
feel
highlights.
bad?
I feel bad for the dudes. I'm just like, dang.
Do you?
Bro.
Or does it feel awesome?
I mean, it feels awesome in the time. I'm just like, dang, they keep playing it. I know they probably see it, but like, why they keep playing this? And it's just like,
because you keep doing it, dude. That's why they keep playing it, because it keeps happening.
Well, I guess it's going to be more highlights.
You got a good heart, dude, if you actually feel badly for the person you just destroyed.
And in the moment, I don't. But when you keep seeing it playing over again, I know they're tired of it. I know they're tired of seeing their stuff getting thrown. So
that's why Radio Row is so awesome. Like, you can't have interviews like that unless you're on the row. February, a much happier time for the Rams. We know this. And after they won it all on their home field, one of my all-time favorites, the legend Eric Weddle, came in to talk about his wild journey.
Man, I love challenges. I love proving people wrong. I got off social media 2 years ago, and it was the best thing I ever did. And I would tell every young guy to do the same thing, especially at this level. But, everyone thought we were crazy. Who thinks of doing something like this? And honestly, I just know deep down that I'm one of the most mentally toughest guys in this world. And when I got on the phone with Chanel after I called Raheem, telling her what was going on, she said, "Babe, if anyone can do it, you can." And when I heard that, it really just gave me the confidence. Like, she's right. Like, I can do this. Like, I could do something that's never been done before. Hopefully people can see that an opportunity comes walking along that you're going to take advantage of, and you're ready for your op and to go make the most of it.
You're ready for your op. That's one of my favorite athletes ever, Eric Weddle. The LA Super Bowl was an enormous hit. The LA Super Bowl parade, on the other hand, was embarrassing as hell. Like, nobody showed up. But the parade did give us one of the jungle sound bites of the year, did it not?
Stan, his family, every one of us in the organization who support him on that mission, and everyone out there, you know what? We know what that highest high feels like today. So in honor of the shirt, F them picks, we'll use them to go win more Super Bowls.
F them picks.
F them picks.
I mean, it was great at that time. It was great until it turned into F them wins.
F them picks.
F them dubs.
F them picks.
That happened quickly. Nobody will ever be able to rip that Lombardi from them. However, there's been a price to be paid on the back end. Then, after the Super Bowl came the NFL hiring cycle, and it was a great hiring cycle for clones. Yes, I said it. As an example, a silent underground clone like Josh McDaniels.
and this opportunity was given to me, and I can't wait to get started on it.
Here it is. I really appreciate you saying yes and coming back on so quickly. Congrats on the opportunity, and what can I tell you, my man? Just really good to have you back in the jungle.
Thanks a lot, Jim. You know this is my favorite spot, and anytime you guys want to chat, I'll look forward to it.
I like that, and I will still, despite the year they've had, I will take him up on that. Now, I'm not trying to go around and out ground clones. They just kept coming on and outing themselves. As an example, new Texans GM Nick Caserio.
Jim, thanks for having me. Really appreciate it. Forgot to mention fellow clone on that introduction, so I'm definitely a clone. So I appreciate having me back and really excited.
Without me having to go there, I do appreciate you acknowledging your jungle roots, Nick.
Can't forget him, Jim. I go way back with the jungle. Actually, I have a jungle-related story and a smack-off-related story in the same vein. So, I was a big smack-off listener. I haven't listened to smack-off here in a little bit. But last week when we had Lovey's introductory press conference, we had an opportunity with our local media. Unbeknownst to me, and I had plenty of interactions with Sean Pendergast, but I didn't realize he was the Cablinasian until he mentioned that he was the Cablinasian. So we had a big chuckle over that. When he mentioned to me that he's Sean the Cablinasian, I said, man, you were a pretty good caller to the Rome show. And then we proceeded to talk about Jeff and Richmond, his 18 3/4-inch pipes, and his luxury sled. So we go way back, Jim. There's no question.
This is an NFL GM just spitting game about the jungle and talking about Jeff in Richmond and his 18-inch pipes and luxury sled.
Scrumptious.
My man, Nick. And Nick not knowing that Sean Pendergast was the Cablinasian, although they had had many of interaction over the years, is so good. Kind of makes me wonder, though. I wonder if the Hood Man was listening. One day down the road, we're going to find out that he was a huge fan of the Death Pool or the Rat Fam. Nothing would surprise me. And speaking of things that we can't do on the show anymore, we killed a lot of jungle rules on 2/22/22. As a token of our appreciation to the clones, we allowed an Anything Goes segment on that day. And then the clones paid us back by doing pretty much whatever the hell they wanted. It's 2/22/22. Clones, do whatever the hell you want.
This is not Mark in Hollywood. This is Urban Meyer, the head ball coach. And I have a beef. Can we do the jerk it segment? Yeah, my beef is with you, Jim, all right? Now, you don't know what it's like when a hot, young co-ed approaches you and starts devastating your pelvis. Oh, I have a heart attack.
Rome. Hey, man, my boy and I had a question. If Ray Craig and Gary Gaetti were hanging out together in an alley and someone drops a bagel, who do you think gets to that bagel first?
Right there on the street, man. None other than Sarah Jessica Parker. What's up, girlfriend? Why the long face?
Who is the pro football player who went to a college dorm to visit a co-ed who may or may not have been Kathleen in Omaha and dropped a fierce growler in her laundry basket?
Just wanted to award Jeffrey Dahmer enjoying a bowl of Jay stew for lunch with a side of breadsticks.
I'll be on to Munchkinland, the Munchkinland, the Munchkinland.
Got an ATP for you here if you don't mind. Could you break down the XR4 Ti on who is and who is not circumcised?
There once was a Canadian bag who dressed as girl in the Canadian flag, but if she really was smoking, then why was he stroking to take out of his sweatpants to sag?
That's not a good call. No.
Yo, Jason, thanks very much for that one, Limerick. And that's 22 minutes exactly. Now we are done.
Now I'm done.
Tell you what, we should really do another one of those. I'll tell you, I'll make you a deal right now. We can run that back on 3/33/33. All right? Now, I'll at least give you clones this much. The beef calls were actually much improved this year, with the notable exception of this incredibly off-putting beef from none other than Bob in L.A.
Let's go to Bob in L.A. Hey, Bob, what's your beef?
Jumbo, Jingle Jim, how about those brand new free 95 masks for your face? They're not worth the freedom. What you do is you have to put on now 2 straps to get it around your head. But the worst part is for guys, when you wear it for over 2 hours or something, you take it off and you got the nice big imprint of that mask over your face and nose. having everyone around you think that you just recently performed oral sex on your wife or girlfriend.
That's not a good call. No. You don't like that call. I don't like that call. Not a very good call.
Yo, Bob. Thanks a lot for that, Bob. I just puked in my own mouth again. I needed that call about as much as I needed Jason in Harrisburg's reaction.
Jason in Harrisburg, you made it in.
Yeah, I've got a major beef with Bob and LA's beef, and I know he's full of crap, Rome, because if his wife hails from the same generation as he does, that unkempt 1973 muff would make it look...
That's not a good call. No. You don't like that call. I don't like that call. Not a very good call.
As I said earlier in this week, are you having fun? I'm not. Yes, I am, actually. That's incredible. I put the rescue cat, Sapphire, on my Instagram feed, and Dr. Jana was checking out the comments. She's like, there's a lot of people talking about Steve Elkington and Cat. I said, I know, DJ. Listen, I love reaction beefs. They're my favorite beefs, except for that one, which ruined the word unkempt forever. Another thing the callers love to do is to tell totally believable stories. Now, we had a lot of tall tales in the jungle this year, but maybe none taller than this one from Ed in Texas.
I wanted to tell you about the time that I actually met OJ and Al Callings at the same time.
Come on, man.
Yeah, I was in Snowmass with my buddies, and we sit down at a table, and we look over at the table next to us, and there's a group of people, including OJ and Al Callings. And, of course, I had to look around to see, where is John Elway, the slow white Bronco. So my buddy stands up and said, hey, how about a picture? And so we hand OJ the camera, and he takes a picture of our group.
That's not a good call. No.
Great stuff, Ed.
I don't like that.
Why do I think that...
Did you also run into Jay Dahmer at a Fine Young Cannibals concert? Man, stop making stuff up. All right, now we're through February. So far, so good. It is the year in review. Once again, if you want to hit me up with any reaction, go right ahead. 1-800-636-8686 or find me on Twitter at Jim Rome. When we return, we go to the month of March. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays, clones. The triumphant jungle return of one Jeff Passan, and it truly was a great return at that.
My goodness, Van Smack. It is good to be back. Shout out to Damon Amendolara, who should get far more credit than he does for somehow transmogrifying from horse to human. The last time I saw such equine failure, Jim, was when 7 other 3-year-olds lined up against Straight Up G and thought they could beat him. And speaking of that 60,000 case you won, Jimmy, I'm truly hoping that you will put it towards some good causes. Brad and Corona always could use a fresh cycle of the juice. We know Leff and Laguna need to bail out for Ghost Casting. I would love it if you could buy the rest of the Jungle subscriptions for Hooked on Phonics, because letting those two win the last 7 smack-offs is a sign that either English is a hard concept to grasp, or the only people who are worth a damn that listen to this show have worse phone connections than me in 2018. It would not be a proper re-entry into the jungle without a good haiku. Paul's dog laid a turd. It was his call to the show. Run him, don't rack him. And with all that said, with my triumphant return in the books, Jim, let's talk some baseball.
He started the interview with that. So y'all are lucky that he did not call in the day of the smack off. That's all I'm saying. First ever use of the word transmogrifying in the jungle as well. But I got standard for my guy, D.A. That's my dude right there. Emphasis on the dude, not the horse. I promise. All right, so another one of my dudes, Eric Musselman. You know I love Muss. Absolutely love Muss. He had a big month of March, as he usually does. And then Muss came in to talk about his amazing rise to the top of the college basketball world.
Getting an opportunity to coach at the college, it was so hard. Athletic directors across the country would not answer phone calls. They had absolutely zero respect for NBA background, which was amazing to me, because still to this day, the best coaches I've ever coached against are NBA coaches. Even the Campbell Camels, I remember trying to get a hold of their athletic director and no response. And San Jose State was 25 minutes from my home, and I couldn't get an interview with them. And so all that stuff just builds up to try to drive you as a coach each and every day.
Sucks for you, state school. Oh, so close. Hey, Muss, I will say it for you. Tell me how my ass tastes. This guy couldn't get a return phone call from San Jose State or Campbell? Eric Musselman, one of the great coaches ever. Incredible. What up, Muss? Happy holidays. It's my dude right there. Of course, no 2022 years in review is complete without the most important cultural moment of 2022, a.k.a. the time that Will Smith slapped the hell out of Chris Rock at the Oscars.
Jada, I love you. G.I. Jane 2, can't wait to see it. All right? That was a nice one. Okay. I'm out here. Uh-oh. Richard. Uh-oh. Oh, wow. Wow. Will Smith just smacked the out of me.
Keep my wife's name out your mouth.
Wow, dude.
Yes.
It was a G.I. Jane joke.
Keep my wife's name out your mouth.
I'm going to, okay? Okay. That was a greatest night in the history of television. Okay.
I mean, was it real? Was it staged? We had questions. Lots of questions. Thankfully, my guy, Butter, Kevin Frazier, stopped by to help us make sense of the entire thing.
You see everyone automatically pull out their phones. They're texting. They're talking to each other. People are like, oh, what just happened? Because no one could understand what happened. Inside, everybody thought it was a skit until Will started yelling. When Will started yelling, everybody was like, oh, my God, this is real. What?
There you have it. It was real and real weird. From the most important cultural moment of 2022 to arguably the moment of the year in the jungle, which naturally began with a story about some dude who injected cocaine directly into his penis. Because coke isn't the devil, right? At least we had a take on it from James in Portland, because that was going to go well.
Albie, I love when Jim mentioned today that some dude injected blow in his penis. You said, dude, I got to try that, man. Albie, it's called booger sugar, not shaft sugar. And Jim...
That's not a good call. No. You don't like that call. I don't like that call.
Yeah, hey, Alvin. Thank you very much for that. For once, Albie and I were in total agreement on when to use the buzzer. But then John in Little Rock had to keep that topic going with an impromptu reaction parody.
Shaft sugar. Keep him on run. Shaft sugar. Get him on my team. Shaft sugar. If you know what I mean.
Big year for John in Little Rock. Slap a tongue sticker on that crappy phone's crappy microphone, Johnny. So March was also the month that Jeff Pearlman came through and broke down one of the most controversial and debated topics in the jungle. Is Magic a moron?
I just don't think he's that bright of a guy, man. I'm just going to be honest with you. I hate to say it. I think Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, as surly as he can be, is an absolute genius. I don't think Magic Johnson is anything resembling a genius. And I think when he tweets really dumb stuff, I'm not saying he's a dummy, but I think he thinks he's way smarter than he is.
We know. That settles that. And this next clip is of a call from Rockin' Rodney. And Rockin' Rodney got run. And you'll never guess why. Rodney, Emporium, PA. What's going on, Rodney?
Yes.
Hello, Rodney. You're on the air.
Jimmy, how you doing? Rockin' Rodney from Emporium, Pennsylvania.
Hey, bro, why do they call you Rockin' Rodney?
Because when I played college ball, I rocked the boards.
It's such a simple rule. No self-gloss, and yet you people are like moths to the flame. For whatever reason, you cannot stop calling here and giving yourselves horrendous nicknames. And in return, I will never stop running your asses right out of here for your horrendous nicknames. When we come back,